Tonight, Paul Davy presents a speech entitled Live a Life You Love. He's following the visionary communicator pathway, and this speech is part of a double, if you like. He's going to explain to us what his vision is, and then at a later date he will present a further speech where he will explain how he's going to plan to achieve that vision. So, with Living a Life You Love, please welcome, as soon as he's finished drinking his glass of water, Paul Davy.
I dream of a world where people love their lives. People are passionate about the work they were meant to do. People enjoy spending time with their family and their friends. People explore their curiosity and their interests and in their hobbies. People are full of energy, vitality, and they savour each and every day. Now, this is the world I envision. But what would my life look like in that world? Almost a year ago now, I wrote my own eulogy. So the speech I would give at my own funeral. Apparently, I would die on my 102nd birthday, shortly after doing my 53rd skydive. I travelled the world quite a lot. I extensively trained in martial arts. I was heavily involved in Toastmasters. And apparently I became an author, a teacher, and a communicator. Now, reflecting on this, what's in my way? What obstacles are stopping me from achieving this? And the main thing I could think is freedom. The freedom to go where I want, to do what I want, meet who I want, wear what I want, and the financial freedom to be able to afford all this. Now, in the modern age, perhaps an online business can answer some of these questions. If you've got a laptop and you've got an internet connection, you can work wherever you want to in the world. So what life would I need to live now to take me on that path? If I could choose my day tomorrow, what would tomorrow look like? Now we'll make a few assumptions. I still have to work, I haven't won the lottery. My kids still go to school. My wife still has the same job, and we still live in the same house. So what would tomorrow look like? I'd still get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, have my coffee, and do my journaling. I'd maybe do a yoga workout. I'd still dress my kids and drop them at school. But then I'd go walking in the countryside. I'd have 3 to 4 hours where I would walk, and I would think, and I would write. In the modern age, with one of these you can write wherever you want to in the world. And then at lunchtime I'd probably go and do a martial arts class. I'd train for an hour or so, maybe in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Afterwards, a spot of lunch, then maybe a bit more walking. But this time I'd read, or I'd listen to podcasts, or I'd listen to audiobooks. And I'd get home for 3:30 instead of the 7 o'clock that it normally is today. And I'd get to see my kids, and we'd have a bite to eat. And then I get to take them to the classes that I don't have the time or the money to take them to that I'd like to. Whether it be gymnastics, martial arts, football, music. If I was allowed to watch, I'd watch and see how they were faring. If not, I'd write a bit more or read a bit more or edit what I've already done. And then I'd take them home and we'd talk and we'd play. Then they'd go to bed. And on the evening, my wife and I would both get to sit down, no phones, have a nice meal, and talk about our day. And talk about the plans that we had for tomorrow. That would be the normal Monday to Friday. Saturday would probably be the same as what it already is. Swimming, jiu-jitsu, football. And then you go home and we have burgers and ribs and pizza, and we celebrate life and celebrate the week that we've just had, maybe with a couple of glasses of wine. Friday, how about maybe an adventure? We go out walking or go on trips as a family. And this is where it changes a little. I think I'd have a term time only lifestyle, but then when the holidays came round and I had the money and the time, we'd go on adventures. How about going cycling in France for a week? Walking into the Swiss Alps for a week? Doing the coast to coast even in the UK for a week? And then when the 6 weeks holidays comes round, Australia, Disneyland, or maybe living as a cowboy in America for 6 weeks. That's my vision of the life I'd like to live. But this is not something I've put together over the past couple of days, even the past couple of months. I've been building this over years. Now there's a few exercises that are the main pieces of it. The funeral exercise, the perfect day exercise, maybe even writing your own mission statement. But it's not something you put together in a couple of minutes. So there's an idea called the Chinese bamboo tree. Has anyone heard of the story of the Chinese bamboo tree? The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. Every day it must be watered and it must be fertilized. You will not see anything above the ground until the 5th year. And within 5 weeks, it will grow 80 feet tall. If for one day you do not water or you do not fertilize it, it will die. This is the same for our dreams and the vision we have in life. So I ask you all, what type of world would you like to live in? And in that world, what life would you like to have in that world? And if you could choose tomorrow that will take you on that path to that life, what would tomorrow look like for you?
Thank you, Paul. Mr. Timekeeper, could we have a minute on the clock, please, for evaluations to be carried out? Thank you.